This video was originally scripted to be an I quit YouTube video, because I'm about ready to say screw this and walk away. And I sat on the script for a few days and then decided the script is a culmination of all my feelings towards content creation and video aggregate platforms like this. And you should get to hear them, whether I quit or not. You see, content creation and being a content creator is a scam. It's a scam for you, the audience, and it's a scam for the person making the content. Everything about this. I hate what's required to do it, and do it right. And I hate what it does to people, how it warps their minds and changes them. Some people become creators for money. Some do it for fame. Some people do it because they get hooked on the dopamine rush of all the views and comments rolling in. I started making content 5 years ago because I run a marketing company in the real world and I needed to learn how to make content to sell social media services to clients. And inside of that, I became hooked. For a little while, it was a lot of fun. My story begins originally on TikTok. See, TikTok was new and fresh then, and I learned very quickly that they give you an explosion of followers early on, like 4 or 5 posts in, and it gets you addicted. That's the idea. See, 2020's TikTok algorithm consisted of barely trying to make content, and you'd gain hundreds, if not thousands of subscribers with every single post. This was intended by ByteDance and their algorithm. Think about it. How best to guarantee creators remain on the platform than to make the barrier to entry so low that they then become instantly addicted to small hits of success? TikTok gave the taste of fame to people who never, ever would have had it otherwise. And I've seen with my own eyes that fame changes people. It's the kind of thing of how they describe the Captain America super soldier serum. If you're good, you get more good, but bad turns to worse. And hey, same thing with money. By the way, if you're a good person and you get money, you do more good things. And I've seen people who are awful that get rich, sometimes with my assistance, and those people become truly terrible. Anyway, this phenomenon with TikTok is worth discussing further because, for a moment, the window was open for lots and lots of people to get that taste of fame. And whether they were good or bad people, it made lots of them addicted. They were addicted to getting all the likes and comments and watching the follower count increase, and with every milestone their follower count increased, they thought of themselves as more and more famous. This changes people, and usually not for the better. Most folks played into that negative aspect, becoming very self-righteous and full of themselves. TikTok gave these people fake confidence. They based their own internal confidence on the arbitrary follower count number they'd amassed on the high schooler dancing app. Now, I'm happy to report I did not inherit any of that fake confidence, nor have I conflated my ego to think I'm better than anyone else. I'm the guy who wears a dollar store wizard costume and yells into the clouds about Kathleen Kennedy and woke Hollywood killing Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. I know, painfully so, exactly who I am. Everything I just explained with TikTok is the same for all creators, regardless of the platform they are on. It is the same thing here on YouTube. It is the same thing on Instagram. The person talking into the microphone is usually someone who starts off treating this like a fun little hobby, and then they get hooked on the scraps of fame they start to see once the algorithm decides to reward them for their contributions. And then, once they start to see an inkling of success, it changes them, and they want more of it. And what no one ever tells them is that they can't stop. Once they start, they dare not pause, or slow down, or have a life event happen like a death in the family. The algorithm does not care. The algorithm wants more content. You must keep going. You want to be famous, don't you? Then you better not stop making content, or else we'll remove you from the algorithm entirely. And your journey here will slow to a stop. And then, perhaps, in a month or so of daily content, we'll allow you back into the algorithm's flow. But you'll have to work back up to it, and perhaps only if we feel like it will let you in. The platforms are designed to make creators addicted to posting content and then punishes them if they stop. Platforms want a loyalty in the form of highest quality and perpetual consistency. Why would they do this, you ask? They do it for you. because they need you more than they need the creators. If there's a decline in the amount of creators on a platform, they'll just lower the bar to entry and make it easier for new people to break in. They'll do what I describe happened on TikTok. That's why I explained it. Therefore, there is little value in being a creator to something like YouTube. Creators are a dime a dozen, but you on the other hand, are special. You are the consumer, you are the customer, you are the eyes that will consume the content on the platform. You are the demographics that YouTube will sell to advertisers. You are the viewers who will be forced to watch advertisements that play during, before, and after all those creators' videos. You're the commodity. You are what gives the platform its true power. And so, ages ago, human beings pursued the conquest of war and battle, slaying each other to gain lands and property and belongings. And humans conquered all the lands, and all the countries are complete, in a sense. There's much less conquering possible now, at least physically through battle. The conquest of today is not for your land, it's for your attention. Your time is the most valuable commodity, and it's the last bastion that these social media companies can take away from you. Not in the form of wasting your time per se, though most of you do, it's in harvesting your time for the accumulation of data and selling advertising. Social media platforms make money by selling your data to advertisers who pay them to run ads in front of your eyes. The more time you spend on their platform, the more valuable you are. The more ads they can show you, the more stuff you'll be coerced into buying. That's the real grift. YouTube is the grifter, not the content creators. We are being scammed, all of us, perpetuating a system that turns content creators into addicted, pessimistic narcissists, and content consumers into addicted, pessimistic pay piggies. And at this point, there'll be a lot of detractors in the comments, I'm sure, saying things like, yeah, but it's a choice, or not me, or you could just quit at any time, or some eye-rolling bullshit, like you have an inkling of what the real world is. The most empathy you self-righteous commenters are capable of matching with another human being is the feeling of elation you get when they call your number at McDonald's and you start salivating over your third Big Mac of the week. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! Your parents are embarrassed. Is it easy to quit? Is it easy to disconnect? Is it easy to be better than the system that lies in front of us? No. YouTube and platforms like it have a cultural stranglehold on society. Go ask middle school kids what they want to be when they grow up. You'll be lucky if you could find one that wants to be a scientist. So many of them want to be creators or streaming gamers. They get hooked early on to pursue this identity of fame. And worse, we play into this hellscape system just as well because we don't know any better and we're all stupid, just plugged into the Matrix. I hear people complain all the time that OnlyFans is grotesque and disgusting, yet more and more women sign up to make content on it every day. Women who could do amazing things, that have genuine talent and skill and brains, reduce themselves willingly to produce pornography because we live in a system that perpetuates perversion. Men who could go out and do fantastical things and make real change and differences, reduce themselves down to bitching on Reddit or social media about how ugly the world is, never taking a chance to make a goddamn difference in their own lives. They make content or consume content about how miserable they are instead of making some change to fix their problems. And then you look around and realize that this fake world of consumerism that we've created with our decisions has left everything feeling empty. I've used this line from Pirates of the Caribbean a lot lately. The scene where the pirates reveal themselves to be undead and Barbossa describes the curse. He says, "The more we gave them away, the more we came to realize the drink would not satisfy. Food turned to ash in our mouths. I feel nothing, not the wind on my face nor the spray of the sea." Now, I've often said that's a wonderful analogy for depression, but in the context of the film, he's describing what greed has done to them. And I feel like that's what the world has become. There is nothing new worth being excited for. There are no new ideas. All that's left is me, myself, and I. The relationships we have now are superficial and fake, based on the opportunities defined in what can you do for me? How many friends do you actually have you can call at 3 a.m. when shit hits the fan? Any? any at all, how many of them are going to take advantage of you when things settle down? There's another factor. Be careful who you call your friends. Even worse than that, look at the pair bonding relationships of the West. Both men and women in the West suck. You have the weakest and most pathetic men of all time running side by side with the most miserable, selfish, and abusive women we've ever seen in all of history. And all of this was immortalized in our cultural movement into social media and content creation. Oh, and there's one more layer there, at least for this video. If the content creators haven't lost themselves to the addiction of creation, then they will lose themselves to the sale of their integrity to the corporations that own everything. See, people like me who are willing to say screw the system, hey, wake up, are actually uncommon. Most creators play it safe and are so afraid of the real version of them being seen because that would hurt the relationships they have with their financiers and affiliate partners. So if the platform itself doesn't sell product to you through paid ads, don't worry. The creator themselves have sworn off their own honor to promote corporate product in return for their 30 pieces of silver. I said at the beginning of this video, this was supposed to be my I quit video. But after stewing on this topic and script, I realized that I need to keep going. I need to post this as well, because there aren't enough channels out there sharing messages like this. Lots of channels talk about how bad the world is. They thrive in negative news. In many ways, I know I'm not dissimilar. Much of my content is pointing out how wicked corporations are. But inside of that, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You must stare into the abyss to witness the other side. And on the other side, you have a better grasp on what the world is really made of, and therefore have command of your own life. Knowledge is power. Understanding how business works and learning to use empathy as a calculable tool can help put you in a mindset where you can actually make real differences in your own life. You want things to be different? You want things to be better? Learn what the problems are. Learn how to define them. Separate yourself from the common folks and be willing to be seen as being different. Be willing to be seen as an outcast. Live with a disregard to what others think. YouTube here has embedded this thought of fame in our heads for years, even awarding a trophy for those who can amass the largest followings. And how sought after is that trophy? Everyone wants it. It's an ultimate status symbol, but it's just a piece of metal, and you're just a mortal man. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Drop a comment below to let us know what you think, and until next time, cancel business.